okay with it, with us being this far apart, I'm going to go ahead and remove my mask just so that everybody can hear me a little bit more clearly. So today what I'd like to work on is what's called Warrior 3 pose. And we're going to really really break it down and get to feel this in our body. So Warrior 3 pose is actually quite a challenging pose. So what I'll do now is I will demonstrate the pose for you, and then we'll go ahead and get started with some exercise to work, just so you guys know what we're working towards. So Warrior 3, you're going to have your arms up. This is the traditional alignment of Warrior 3, and we'll talk about other ways to do this. So arms nice and tight up over your head, squeezing by your ears. And if you guys just want to try that out and just feel that. So there's been a common misconception in yoga that your arms are over your head and you want to drop your shoulders. This is not the case. We do not ever want to do this. This is going to bring in the wrong shape of a back for having your arms lifted. It causes a little bit of irritation in the shoulders. So really squeezing the shoulders up by the ears is actually okay, as long as you keep your neck and spine long. Good. So everybody can go ahead and drop your arms now that you kind of experienced that. And then just watch as I'm showing you this Warrior 3 pose. So your arms are overhead. You're going to hinge at your hips and lift one leg until your body's about parallel to the mat. Now this is the alignment that they teach us in school. This does not mean it's the only way to do Warrior 3. Warrior 3 could also be here. This is also just as much a Warrior 3 as the other one. We want to work and stay within your limits, and that's how you're going to actually progress, is staying with your limits, using those comfortable challenge moments that I'll give you the opportunity for, and that's how we're really going to grow and learn together. Okay, so we are going to actually start everybody lying on your back. And we want to start lying on your back so that we can really give you guys a reference point for how this pose feels. And make sure your strap is nice and nearby you. So just set it maybe about hip level. Good. And when you're ready, you'll lean back. Do you want me to turn the heaters on? I can.
No, it's fine. I was smelling the gas.
Yeah, I do smell it as well.
I asked about that the other day because I'm like, I turned it off, but I smell it, so I don't know.
I can go around and check.
Maybe the air is or is it turning it off at the tank?
It might be at the tank, so I can check the tanks. But if everybody's lying down on your back, I'd like you to start with just breathing your natural breath. I'll go around and check these. So close your eyes, relax your arms down by your sides, and just breathe. If it's more comfortable, you can always bend your knees and plant your feet on the mat. Especially when we start in Shavasana, that can be a little more relaxing if your knees are bent. So if you're feeling like this is kind of irritating, then just bend your knees and see how that feels. That one was open, so could be that. Okay, and continue breathing your natural breath without making any changes to it. You're letting your breath come in and out on your cadence, your pace. All right, now everyone go ahead and bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, and we're going to take those nice full capacity breaths, just like we did last week. So you're filling all the way up from the bottom to the top. Breathe in, fill up belly, ribs, then chest. And exhale out, chest, ribs, belly button towards your spine. Inhale, fill up belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, breathe all the air you can out. Inhale, fill up. All the way. Exhale, release. And let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, release. Last time. Good. Now you're going to go ahead and take your arms out into a T shape or a cactus shape. Either one's fine. And your feet are going to plant on the width of your mat. So all the way to the edges of your mat, plant your feet with your knees bent. And now you're going to windshield wiper your knees about 10 times. So rock side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Then come back to center and plant your feet about hip distance now. Good. And then you're going to play with the shape of your spine. So last week we wanted to keep your arch. Today we want to flatten the arch. So really bring your spine towards the mat. We want the full spine touching the mat from the top of your shoulder blades down to your tailbone. And then go ahead and allow the arch to come back and flatten your spine. Bring your arch back and flatten your spine. Let's do that 2 more times. Bring the arch of your spine back into shape and then flatten your back. Good. Okay, so today in a Warrior 3, we do want your nice flat, long spine. Our spines are naturally not flat, but it's kind of the best way to describe what we're asking you to do. So even though there is going to be a natural curvature, you're still feeling, like I said, from shoulder tips all the way down to tailbone, the mat is on the spine. Good. Then let's practice that core engagement. So you're going to squeeze your ribs towards one another and activate your core muscles. Then release and relax. Squeeze your ribs with your back nice and flat to the mat and relax. One more time, squeeze and relax. Good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your right leg and lift your leg with a bent knee. And your left leg's going to stay nice and bent. And then today, it is okay to straighten your knee and let it fall away from your hip. So today we're looking for a straighter knee rather than your thigh being close to your body, opposite of what we were looking for last week. Good. So just hold your leg here and feel your hips on the ground. Notice how your hips are on the ground, your tailbone, your buttocks, and then your hips point straight up to the ceiling. This is going to be the exact opposite of our Warrior 3 pose. So your hips are going to point down to the ground, and your buttocks will point straight up to the ceiling. But we want to keep this nice, flat, square engagement. Good. Now go ahead and bend your right knee a little bit, and you're going to take your strap and get your strap wrapped around the ball of your foot, so right below your toes. Now from here, straighten your leg as much as you can, and again, allow it to come away from your body if that's what it takes. Get it as straight as comfortable for you. There can be a soft bend to your knee. Good. Now see what's happening here. And then what I want you to do is lower your left leg straight and see how that feels. Good. Now your left leg should be long and straight, and then flex your toes. So you're going to push your heel towards the back of the room. This is going to create an engaged leg. This is like your standing leg in Warrior 3. Good. Now with your strap, see if you can point, but your toes, so your toes are pointing at your face, but the ball of your foot is pointing to the ceiling here. Does that make sense, everyone? Good. So then flex your toes, your whole foot towards your face now. Good. And then point the ball of your foot up So it's kind of a flex toe with a pointed ball. Good. Then flex your foot towards your face and point. Notice what's happening in your leg. What's happening with the engagement. And point, flex, and point. Last time, flex or point, and flex. Good. Now from here, we really want to keep the orientation of your foot once again. Just like last week, you're going to keep your foot pointing parallel to the side of the wall. Good. Then keep a hold of your strap, and you're going to allow your leg to fall out to the right side. And go as far as you can, but keep your hips on the mat. Notice how as your leg goes out, your left hip wants to lift up. If that's the case, maybe bring your leg back towards center just a hair. And then play with that. Move back to your edge where your hip starts to lift and come back to center. Move to your edge where your hip lifts and back to center or closer to center. Good. And last time, pull it out till it lifts. Good. Now you're going to keep your leg right where it's at towards the right-hand side with your hip still on the ground. Next, let go of your strap for 5 seconds. Keep your foot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and grab a hold of your strap. Bring your foot back to center. Good. Now you're going to allow your foot to fall to the left. This time, your tailbone, your right side tailbone is going to stay on. Maybe your right side hip lifts just a little bit. In this pose, it's going to be okay to let it lift just a tiny bit. Good. What's happening? What do you notice? What part of your foot and your leg is engaged? Did you keep your foot in its orientation? Good. Now let go of the strap and we're going to hold for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Grab your strap. Bring your foot back to center. And then pull your foot up towards your face. Can it come just a little closer to your body? Again, if it starts to cause pinching or pain, back off a little bit and you found your edge. And now you let go of your strap and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and remove your strap from your right foot, bend your knee, and plant your right foot on the mat. Now you'll take your left foot, ball of your foot into your strap. Good. Next, you straighten your right leg out and flex your toes towards your face. Press your heel away from you. Then you straighten your left leg as much as it comfortably goes. And now you're going to begin to, you flex your toes towards your face, but then point the ball of your foot and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Let's do 2 more times. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Next, you're going to keep your foot in its orientation, and you're going to allow it to fall out to the left side. Again, once you notice your right hip is lifting, bring it back just a hair towards center. It does not matter how far left your foot goes, as long as both hips stay on the ground. And play with that edge. So feel your hip lift and come back just a hair. Feel your hip lift, come back where it's planted on the ground. And again, keep going with this action of playing with your edge. This is how we progress, challenging yourself. And let's do 2 more times. Good. Now you're going to have your foot out as far as it goes without lifting your hip, and release the strap with your hands. Hold for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold onto the strap, bring it back to center. Good. Then allow your foot to cross over your body towards your right side. Keep your foot in its orientation. And hold. It's okay if your hip lifts a little here, as long as your tailbone's fully planted on the mat. You can feel your sacrum. You can feel the very edge of your tailbone on the mat. Good. And then let go of your strap and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Then you'll come back to center. Pull your foot towards your face and hold. Release your strap. Let's hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now you're going to bend your left knee and plant your foot on the mat. Very nice. So now another thing we need to think about in Warrior 2 is your core muscles. So were you all here when we did the ribs knitting in? We practiced that, right? Good. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and bend your left knee, or bend both knees and plant them on the mat. Actually, that'll be better. Good. Then you're going to pick your right foot up and get your foot around the ball of the strap, or the strap around the ball of your foot, rather. Good. And then go ahead, pull your leg towards your body as close as it goes, and just hold. Hold the strap. Feel the stretch behind your leg. And we're going to hold the strap and hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now bring your foot back to where it's comfortable straight. And you can release your strap. Let go of the strap. Good. Next, you take your left leg and you're going to straighten your left leg, press through your heel. If you want to make this a little more challenging, you can allow your left leg to hover, but keep its engagement. Keep pressing through your heel. If that's too much, then just put your left leg down. Good. Next, you're going to take your hands behind your head for some crunches. And now, keep in mind that you want to use your chest. You're not using your hands to pull you up. You're using your chest and your abdomen muscles to lift you. So maybe you're here with your left leg long, heel pulling, and just a nice little crunch up and down. Inhale up, exhale down. Look straight up at the ceiling, inhale up, exhale down. Or maybe you can hover your left leg. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's do 2 more. Up and down, up and down. Good. Release your hands from behind your back. Grab a hold of the strap. And we're going to go back to that point and flex. So point the ball of your foot with your toes flexed back and flex the full foot. Point the ball and flex. Point and flex. Last time, point and flex. Good. Release the strap from your right foot, bend your knee, and set your foot planted on the mat. Good. Next, you're going to take your left knee up or bend your knee and lift your foot. Get the strap around the ball of your foot. And then pull your leg in towards your face as keeping it straight, bring it as close to your body as it goes. And then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it back to center. You're going to release the strap down. Now straighten your right leg and press through your heel. Option again to hover your right leg. Then interlace your fingers and bring them behind your head for your crunches. Good. And we're going to do 5 crunches. So lift with your chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Maybe your right foot is hovering up and down, up and down. Last one, up and down. Good. Relax your right leg, bend your left knee, and release the strap. Set your foot down. Good. All right. So next, you're going to roll onto one side and prop yourself up to a comfortable seat. Good. Now let's just release the spine a little bit with some side bends and then some twists. So you're going to lift your left arm up and over. Really, it doesn't matter which arm. We're going to do 10 each side. 2, just alternate your arms. 3, inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend. 4, inhale out. Side bend. 6, up. Side bend. 9, last time. Good, and come back to center. Very nice. Now you're going to take your arms out like a T, and you're going to twist towards the right and twist towards the left. And we'll do 10 of these as well. 3, 4, 5, 6. Your twist should always come from the chest up. You don't want to twist your lower spine. Good. And last one. And come back to center. Relax your arms. And now we're going to make your way to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Knees are under the hips. Wrists are under your shoulders. Good. And then you're going to bring in some cow-cat. So on your inhale, you lift your tailbone up first as your belly drops to the floor, and then your chin slowly lifts up to the ceiling. Then exhale, tuck your tailbone underneath and slowly ripple your spine towards itself, chin to chest. Inhale, uncurl your tail first, and ripple from bottom to top. And you go both directions, leading with your tailbone. Good. And let's do one more of each. And then you'll come back to center. Good. And now you're going to tuck your toes underneath and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath and pedal your legs out. Good. Then you'll come back to stillness in your downward dog. And now let's try knitting your ribs in. Feel that core engagement in downward dog. So knit your ribs in, core engaged, and release. Knit in, engage, and release. One more time, knit in, engage, and release. Good. Then you're going to slowly walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet for forward fold. Good. Maybe you like to sway in your forward fold or any movement that feels good. You could bend your knees and straighten them. You could lift your heels and lower them. And then you'll come back to center, forward fold. Now inhale, halfway lift. Find your nice long spine. Really focus on your spine. So your core is going to be engaged. Your shoulder blades are gently drawing down and towards each other. Your spine is long and flat. Your gaze should be straight down so that your head and neck stay in line with your spine. Good. This is very similar to our Warrior 3 pose. This is what we want from your back and your shoulders and your core. Now exhale, fold forward. Then inhale, slowly rise all the way up to mountain. Good. And arms overhead. Good. And find your arm engagement. Palms meet and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your upper arms towards your ears. If it's available to you, try to move your upper arms behind your ears. If that's not available, that's okay. Again, we'll work there. And one more breath. Good. From here, you're going to reverse your palms face out. And this is just a little play I like to do. Slowly, maybe close your eyes first. Then slowly move your arms down by your sides. Move very slow. Notice if any of your senses ignite. You should be able to feel, hear, taste, smell, or see the air around your arms. Maybe it's a color. Maybe you can hear your arms as they move through the air, or feels like you're moving through whipped cream or mud. Then arms by your sides for 2 deep breaths. To kind of go over it, to really make sure we're hammering it in place, okay? So you're going to take your thumbs to your ribs, and then your middle fingers to your hip points. And we're going to act as if it's a jaw opening and closing. So you just knit the ribs in, squeeze, engage, and then release. Squeeze, engage. It's as if you're closing the jaw and open. Squeeze, engage, and open. Squeeze, engage, and open. And for you on the video here, I'm going to do it by the side, and I'm going to do it a little exaggerated so you can try this at home too. So, and I'll show you guys the exaggeration as well. So what you're going to do is squeeze in, close the jaw, and then open. Squeeze in, close the jaw, and open. So this is the exaggerated version. I prefer you to do the first version we did, the more subtle, where it's just the core, just the abs engaging. Good. Now, when I say that just the core, your core comes from up here, right at your rib cage, all the way down, right below your seat. So this whole section should be engaging as you squeeze. Good. Excellent. So now, find your core engagement, and then lift your arms over your head, palms meet, and squeeze your arms by your ears. Maybe your elbows can go a little straighter than usual. Check in. Did you lose your core engagement, or is it still there? Good.